Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And I have a diamond in the rough for you guys to meet today. His name is Tyler Boatwright. He is a defensive back out of Central Connecticut State. Nice to have you, sir.
Thanks for having me, Jimmy.
So, amongst a lot of guys who have played for, pretty competitive ball club there at Central Connecticut, not a lot of people really know about you guys, but surely here lately you've been churning out some good talent. And guys like you, I mean, obviously knocking on the door of the pro scene and trying to get your foot in the door. So,
Sure.
if you don't mind, Tyler, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us where you're from.
So my name is Tyler Boatwright. I'm from Hillsborough, New Jersey, and I played defensive back at Central Connecticut State.
So, Hillsborough, New Jersey, Hillsborough High School is where you graduated, of course.
Yes, sir.
Um, also have in my notes that along with some basketball, you were a standout track athlete during your time there. So, talk to me about some of your memories that you have from your way back in your high school days of being an athlete.
Being a high school athlete at Hillsborough High School was a great experience. I met so many close friends that I'm still in contact with today, and we've been playing with each other since around 5. And it was just amazing to just have those years playing with my guys.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, also a standout track and field athlete. I have in my notes uh, 22.27 200 meter. Um, what was it like, being a track athlete as opposed to being a football athlete? What are some of the similarities and differences?
They're both competitive. I started running track junior year, and that was all to help me gain speed for football. And I loved it. I love track.
Yeah, I mean, of the guys that I've talked to, certainly it does help keep you in shape. But for some people, obviously, it also helps you, I don't know, improve your speed, your form,
For
things of
sure.
that nature. And of course, probably helping you these days with all of your workouts and pro days that you've been doing. So, cool, cool. So coming out of Hillsborough, how were things for you, man? I mean, how was the whole recruiting process? And all. Can you enlighten me?
Out of high school, I was fortunate to have Central Connecticut State. They were my only offer, and the loyalty they showed me, it was the right choice for me to make to go there.
Cool. So you had mentioned actually a little bit ago that you've actually been playing football for quite some time. Can you say again, like how long you've been playing competitively?
So I started playing football when I was 5 years old, and ever since then, I fell in love with the game. It's been right there with me, a part of me.
So, I mean, have you always played in the secondary? I mean, have you bounced around a little bit? I mean, playing maybe some offensive positions or what?
I started off as a running back, I would say from 5 years old to senior year of high school. That was my go-to position. And
Yeah, nothing wrong with the running back position. I mean, so would that mean that perhaps when you were a little kid, like big fan of like a particular running back, way back when in your early years in Jersey?
yeah, my guy was Adrian Peterson. That was my favorite player growing up.
Cool. I think AP, a lot of people's favorites. Really one of the best in this era. If we're being real, I
For
mean,
sure.
completely unreal. Running back who, again, even with two messed up knees, can go out there and be elite. So God only knows how good he would have been without two bad knees. Can you even imagine that? I mean, I don't even know. But anyways, uh, so you were a running back for quite some time, and then you were a defensive back. How did that happen?
So high school, sophomore year, I switched to corner, and I was able to play corner sophomore, junior, and senior year. And Central Connecticut brought me in as an athlete, and I would later become just a full-time corner.
Yeah, and again, like I said, Central Connecticut, actually several years ago, you guys were really dominant. I think you guys like completely destroyed everyone in your conference. Like I can't remember, were you part of that team that just kind of like completely killed the competition a few years back?
I was a part of that 2019 championship team.
Dude, that 2019 team was epic. You guys like completely killed the field that year, dominating your conference. So uh, they were obviously the ones who gave you the opportunity to come in, be one of the fixtures there on their defense. Why is Central Connecticut so special to you?
They opened me up with they just opened
Open arms, I get it.
arms. Yeah, my fault. But yeah, and you can't ask for much more. Just be embraced and just feeling like you're part of a family. And that was everything I could ask for coming from Hillsborough, New Jersey. That's all I knew. And just being in unfamiliar territory, I was able to feel comfortable from the coaching staff, my teammates. It was just amazing.
Cool. And obviously you were there for quite some time, so I would imagine you have at least one degree in your belt. What did you major in?
Strategic communication,
What is that exactly?
just vocal, um, just being able to talk and communicate.
Okay, okay. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
What was perhaps like your most difficult course there at in at your university?
I wouldn't say I just have one.
Probably some math class.
Yeah, I think psychology I'll go with.
Okay, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
What do you see yourself doing when your football days are done? Sometime down the line.
I would like to stay around the game. I feel as though I have vast knowledge of the game and I can give back to people in my community. So being a coach would be ideal.
Cool. That sounds nice. Well, let's go ahead and talk about y'all's defense, if you don't mind. Talk about perhaps some of the people that are around you and really just that defense overall. Like, how would you describe it?
We have a very fierce, fast, hard hitting defense. Everybody's looking to make a play. It's not we're relying on one person. Oh, he's going to make the play. This play. We got a bunch of dogs who everyone's looking to make a play, and I feel that creates an atmosphere that's dangerous for any opposing team.
Gotcha. Drop a couple of names, man. Who do we need to know there who plays for you guys?
LaQuay Washington, Davian Johnson. He's on the offensive side. Dan Totley, just to name a couple dogs on the team.
Hey, appreciate you giving those guys a shout out. We got to give some love to some other people, but of course, we're talking to Tyler Boatwright, defensive back. So let's talk about you as a defensive back, as a corner. How would you describe yourself as a guy who works in that secondary?
I'm a versatile cornerback. I can play in any scheme. I'm eager to make a play. I'm resilient, and my passion for the game and my vast knowledge for the game, I feel like sets me apart.
Gotcha. So I don't know if you've done this yet, so I don't mean to put you on the spot, but uh, is there perhaps a guy that we can maybe comp you to? Like, is there somebody at the next level that perhaps you're trying to emulate or something? Like, exactly what kind of guy are we getting? I'm just, kind of going off of that train of thought a little bit.
Antonio Cromartie.
Okay, okay, solid, solid, definitely a good guy. So one of the things that I feel really separates you as a prospect, bro, is that speed. Let's just be real. I mean, you get a guy who can, really, run stride for stride with damn near anyone, and also really be a quality asset on special teams.
Yes, sir.
Certainly a guy who plays on special teams. Dude, you've been a gunner, return specialist, and all that, man. Talk about your days really doing that thing. I mean, just being a good asset there. Talk about some special teams.
Yeah, just being hungry, sometimes special teams is not the most glorious thing to do. Everybody wants to play their primary position, but I see it as another opportunity to show what I can do and showcase my abilities. And I was able to do that at Central Connecticut State. They allowed me to play special teams and just go out there and be me. 2021, we played Miami U. That was my first game getting time. It was week 4. I played gunner. We punted the ball around 8 times, and I believe they had no more than 10 yards. I was one of the first ones down there every time, and one of the coaches, even after the game, gave me some praise for my efforts on special teams. And last season, I was able to block a field goal and block a punt, and I feel like that's big for any team.
Cool. Tyler, I know you've been busy doing your thing, but we have a couple rule changes coming out, along in the NFL. Have you looked into those? I mean, for guys like yourself who look to become like a huge asset to a team here soon.
Yes, sir.
So, what are your thoughts? I mean, about the whole like moving guys forward and creating like this return zone. I mean, anything you want to add?
Whatever the game's always changing, and I'm willing to adapt with it, and that's not going to stop me from being me.
So, along those same lines, like I'm going to make you commissioner for a day.
Okay.
So, if I'm making you a commissioner for a day, is there any other rule that perhaps you might change a little bit? Have you thought about like how the game might need to change? Anything you want to add? With that.
They're making the game harder for defensive players. So if I were to put out a rule, I would help it around defensive backs.
Of course, buddy. I mean, targeting, dude. I hate targeting. I think everybody hates it. Have you ever been like thrown out for that? I mean, have you been clean?
I've never been thrown out of a game before.
Well, there's always a first time, and hopefully it actually doesn't happen for you. But that's probably one of the rules that I think most people were like, maybe we should fix this up a little bit. But
Yeah.
Tyler, do want to talk to you about a lot of your great memories that you've been able to accumulate during your time at Central Connecticut. Um, Share a few of them, man, if you don't mind. Maybe you as a special teamer, as you did before, and also maybe one of these great plays if you getting a PBU or something. So give us a little highlights.
My biggest accomplishment at CCSU is definitely winning that championship. So that's definitely number one. I wasn't able to win one in high school, and to be a part of a championship team was big for me, and just seeing how it's done. Because a lot of times, if you haven't seen how something's done, it's hard to do it that first time. And being able to see having that championship team was big. And my first interception against Sacred Heart was big. Those are definitely my top two.
Anything that you can recall about that interception that just kind of about that whole moment?
Yeah, right before halftime, Sacred Heart, they're our rivals, and I believe it was like a third down. So it was like a third and long, and I knew they were going to go deep, and they threw it my way. I pointed it, and that was my first interception. It was a big moment.
Cool. Well, definitely been able to put together some solid, memories and really establish yourself there at CCSU. Bro, right now you are very busy. You are busy doing actually a couple different pro days, and getting yourself, in a good spot to get an opportunity at the next level. How are these pro days working out for you?
I'm leaving everything out there, and that's all I can do.
So you were at like the UConn pro day, right?
Yes.
So how do you think you matched up against some of these guys at the FBS level, man?
I believe I fared well, and I believe my time showed that as well.
So I mean, we're looking at a guy here who actually runs pretty well. So some of the numbers that I was able to get from you, running a 4.46 40. Forgive me if you have something else. but that is what I was able to get for you. I mean, running very well in your 40, also a 39 and a half inch vertical. I mean, I feel like that really helps you out because, I mean, you figure, we're not necessarily looking at the biggest guy out there, but if you have a damn good vertical, I mean, that,
Sure.
helps you to be able to go with, any type of wide receiver, not just a small guy or anything, but you could certainly, go with anybody. So you were at the Yukon Pro Day. What else have you been doing lately? We talked briefly before we started that you were active in a couple other pro days. Uh, can you share about those?
Yes. So today I was at Test Football, which I've been training with them to be ready for my pro day at UConn. I'm still training with them right now, and they had a local pro day. So I participated in that today. And Thursday, I'll be at the New York Giants local pro day.
Cool, dude. So you've been busy. I mean,
Yeah.
going to UConn, going to, obviously performing at the test facility, and then here soon with the Giants. So we'll see how it all works out. Definitely something to keep a lookout for as that happens. So, um, do want to take some time to meet this guy outside of football, Tyler Boatwright. So, what do people really need to know about you? I mean, other than that of a football player, any anything of interest, really? I mean, whether it be your hobbies, other passions in life, anything you want to share about yourself.
Yeah, I'm more than an athlete. And so I enjoy partaking in making music, just being in nature, being around family. Those are
Okay.
definitely top three.
So you said you make music. What do you mean by that?
Just say write down my thoughts and put them over a beat.
Okay. So is that something that you're trying to work with? I mean, is it out there? I mean, for the public, or is it just for yourself? Like, are you trying to sell it? What are you doing, man?
Right now I use it more so as therapy, and it's been helping me.
So along those same lines, when you got maybe your ear pods in, you're in the locker room getting yourself, ready to go out there onto the field. What are you listening to, man? What's your vibe?
Variety of different artists. I like Drake, I like Kanye, Future, Jay-Z.
Okay, you gotta throw that out there for people, man. Gotta figure out what this guy likes. So, um, a couple other things, man. Dude, anything on your bucket list that you want to try and do before it's all done? Meaning like any place you want to go and visit, or things you want to do. I mean, anything else you want to share?
Yeah, I want to leave the country. I haven't left the country yet.
So, you have like an ideal location, like you want to try and travel to Japan or something?
I want to go to Italy.
Hey, nice. You like that cuisine there? I mean, is that something that floats your boat or what?
Yeah, just the whole vibe. It would be great to be out there. Just be in Europe. That would be lovely.
Cool. I'm gonna kind of tag on that a little bit because I mean, you're out in New Jersey. Obviously, that's where you're from. And maybe perhaps there might be like a local restaurant or something that you frequent. Maybe perhaps even like a pizza joint or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. What is it about your hometown that you can share?
So my hometown of Hillsborough, New Jersey, I love it. It's a very well-knit community, and we embrace everybody who comes to Hillsborough, New Jersey with open arms, and that has given me that type of energy towards other people because I was brought up in that. So that's definitely big.
Gotcha. I mean, is there a local place that maybe perhaps you and I could meet up at one day?
Old Man Rafferty's,
Gotcha. And what do they serve there?
Italian food mostly.
Hey man, I can always go for some good Italian. So that's
Yes.
good. So, um, bro, this has been good, man. We've been talking a little bit of everything, trying to let people in just a little bit about you. And of course, you got a lot going on right now. Like I said, um, as we wrap up our time, I do want to give you really the opportunity to talk to any of these scouts out there, any of these fans, anybody really that might have any doubts on you as a prospect, and really what you would give to a football team that took a chance on you. So, close us with your final thoughts and your pitch.
So my pitch to NFL teams out there that may be watching is, if you take me, you're getting somebody who has undeniable passion for the game. He's willing to put everything he has in it and bring the best out of his teammates, a versatile player who's willing to play any position that may be needed to play. And you're just getting a great teammate and a great person on top of that.
Gotcha. Maybe we could throw you out there on offense again, man. That would be fun.
That too.
So, hey, you never know how things are going to end up, man. I mean, one of these days, I mean, they're going to have to throw a Hail Mary and get one of their best players out there. And dude, you might be, one of the guys that say, hey, just get on the field, and just go along. Cause I mean, I know that you can get down the field, but, Tyler, this has been fun. Just meeting you and getting to share you and your story. Definitely a guy who has a long history of this game. That you've been doing it forever.
Yes.
And hopefully you get an opportunity here very soon. Do want to wish you all the best. All right.
Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks for having me and being able to give my side of the story.
Gotcha. Once again, I got Tyler Boatwright here. He is a defense back out of Central Connecticut State. Definitely check him out.
Yes, sir.